There have been tons of open world games coming out in the past few years, and there are plenty of open world games still coming out in the near future and of course beyond. The idea of an open world has always been a popular one amongst fans of video games, even if some aren't huge fans of the system, a lot of people still are. There are plenty of fantastic open world games that are available to play out there, and Xbox Game Pass has a ton of them as well, so that's why in today's video we'll be taking a look at 13 of the best open world games available to play right away over on Xbox Game Pass. Forza Horizon 5 is an absolutely fantastic game on this list that is also a bit different than some of the other ones I'll be discussing today. Aside from being a racing game, Forza Horizon 5 is a racing game set in an open world with quests, activities, missions, and more. There's plenty to explore and see in Forza's open world, but honestly, it really is one of the best looking open world games out there. Not only does Forza Horizon 5 include stunning mountain ranges, but the weather system adds a whole other layer to the beauty of the world. The day-night cycle brings out the different strengths of the map, and you can traverse through many environments at any time you want. Not only that, but the map is chock full of things to do, and you can just drive around for as much as you want, as long as you want. Forza Horizon 5 really does excel as an open world game. Assassin's Creed has always had a sort of open world component to it, but after Assassin's Creed Origins, Ubisoft made their open world in Odyssey much larger, much more full of things to do, and it's just as stunning as you'd expect it to be. There's so much content in Assassin's Creed Odyssey that it can sometimes feel overwhelming, but there is still so much to do, so you'll never really have a shortage of content. Assassin's Creed Odyssey takes you to ancient Greece, where you pick between two characters, Cassandra or Alexios, and travel during the Peloponnesian War as a Spartan mercenary. The game allows for you to traverse the world, shape your path as you go, and interact with so many NPCs, environments, and cities. The open world is stunning to look at, and I really think this is a must-play for fans of open world games. Since its earlier days, Minecraft has always felt like a sort of ultimate sandbox experience. You get to explore procedurally generated worlds full of caverns, mobs, plants, villages, and more. Minecraft has only gotten better and more ambitious since its early days, but it still retains its original open world sandbox charm. Minecraft lets you pretty much do whatever it is that you want within the world. You can break everything, build cities and countries, play with your friends, experiment, and so much more. You can go in either survival or creative, giving you the chance to play the game starting with nothing, or to play the game for the fun of just building structures. Minecraft isn't a super story-driven game or anything, but Minecraft pretty much relies on you just exploring, breaking, and building. It gives you control over the world around you to do what you want to do, and you can even generate customized worlds where you can add or remove things in order to tailor your experience better. Sure, there is a story where you do end up fighting the Ender Dragon at the very end, but Minecraft is really just a great open world for the gameplay aspects it comes with and the amount of exploration you can do. Diablo IV is the first Diablo game to be set in an open world, and it's very full of content and full of things to do. The open world structure of Diablo IV has allowed for more content right from the beginning, giving you plenty to do as you explore the world around you. No longer is it a simple linear experience, but you can pretty much go wherever you want and start the story in the order that you want to start it in. Now, the gameplay that you have in Diablo IV isn't the same as the other games on this list. While most of the other games let you play from a standard first or third person perspective, Diablo IV is an action RPG with a top-down view, meaning that you aren't going to view the open world the same as you may expect to see like in other games. Still, Diablo IV's open world lets you, as the player, take your time to explore the area, uncover mysteries, and engage with the game at your personal pace and preference. When I think of the term open world, I always default to imagining Bethesda's The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Skyrim has, for a long time, been considered one of the best RPG games ever, but it's also got one of the best fantasy open worlds ever as well. Skyrim takes place in a Norwegian-inspired open world with beautiful mountains, amazing snowy environments, caverns to explore, creatures of all kinds, and plenty of things to do. Skyrim is built around exploration of the world around you, with quests tailored to get you to go around the map. There's a lot to do in Skyrim, so many factions to join, such a fantastic story, great side quests, and more. It may be a bit of an older game, but Skyrim is still amazing nonetheless. If you want to sort a game like Minecraft without it being being Minecraft, then you'll want to check out Valheim. This open world survival game takes the concept of a sandbox but in a totally different way than Minecraft does. Valheim lets you play as a fallen Viking in a procedurally generated open world where you and up to 10 other people can play together. Seeing as it is a survival game, your objective is to explore the world around you, gather tools, build up your defenses, and of course, survive. Valheim does use a bit of a low resolution style of 3D graphics, but the open world around you doesn't look terrible at all. It's absolutely beautiful, with mountains, forests, environments of all kinds, creatures, monsters, and so much more. Being a sandbox, you tailor the experience you have in Valheim the way you want as you learn the skills you want and face off against the 6 main bosses in the game. It's a fantastic choice for an open world, especially if you enjoy games like Minecraft. Starfield isn't just a singular open world, but instead is an open galaxy of sorts with tons of planets to explore, procedural generation, and so many neat environments. Some planets are inhabited by strange creatures, while others are inhabited by people with cities of all kinds. Starfield lets you pretty much tailor the gameplay experience the way you want, and lets you pretty much also ignore the main story if you want, to go off and play the side quests and side plots. You get your own customizable spaceship, and you can even build up forts on other planets. You can do relatively anything you want, and you can be any type of person you want as well, so long as you're willing to invoke the rage of your crewmates. Starfield's open world system can feel a bit overwhelming at times with just the sheer number of planets there are, but there are some planets that are quite repetitive at times, so there are definitely better planets out there than others. I would say the biggest gripe I have with Starfield is the amount of loading screens, but other than that, it's a fantastic option for an open world game as well. Speaking of games set in space, No Man's Sky offers a pretty similar concept to Starfield, but it's more driven on exploration than a story. No Man's Sky does have a story where you need to seek out the mystery surrounding something called the Atlas, but as a game, it's built around exploration, survival, combat, trading, and building bases. There are apparently over 18 quintillion planets, and I have no clue how that's even possible, but apparently it is. The game has procedural generation like Starfield, with planets having their own unique ecosystems and creatures as well. You can go to different planets, explore, mine, earn money, document what you see, build your bases up, and expand your fleet. No Man's Sky is an ambitiously sized game that has beautiful visuals, amazing open worlds to explore, and so much to do. It's definitely a game worth getting into. A bit of an older title, but Fallout New Vegas is one of the more fun Fallout games in my opinion, and is also a fantastic open world game set in the post-apocalyptic Mojave Desert in the United States following a nuclear fallout. You play as a courier who was nearly assassinated, and you travel across the map to uncover what happened to you and why. Along the way, there's so much to do in Fallout New Vegas. You can join factions, fight against hostile NPCs or creatures, visit different cities that are barely functioning, and more. There's plenty to see in Fallout New Vegas as well, and the story is a lot of fun. You get tons of side missions and side quests to do, and you can change the outcome of the game depending on who you decide to join up with. Fallout New Vegas is a great option for fans of open worlds, but it's also a great first Fallout game to play if you've never played Fallout before. The Watch Dogs series is an absolutely fantastic set of video games, with Watch Dogs 2 being available on Xbox Game Pass. You play as Marcus, a hacker who lives in San Francisco, as you attempt to undertake a massive hack as a part of the group DeadSec. I personally loved the first Watch Dogs game, and Watch Dogs 2 is a great experience as well. Gameplay in Watch Dogs is great, but exploration is pretty similar to what you'd probably play in GTA 5, for example. You get to drive around, steal cars, commit as much crime as you want, especially since they got rid of the morality system from the first Watch Dogs game, and you can undertake tons of side missions. The recreation of San Francisco is vibrant and beautiful, and there is plenty to do within and beyond the city, with awesome locations full of nature and mountains and so much more. I would totally recommend Watch Dogs 2 any day. Ubisoft is just kind of known for their open world formula, so yeah, here's another Ubisoft game. This time we're switching over to the Far Cry series with Far Cry 5. I know that Far Cry 5 gets a lot of flack, but I think that Far Cry 5 is one of the best games in the series. Set in an open world in Montana, you get to explore so much of the map, and it is truly a beautiful map at that. Nature is really where this game is at, because you operate in mountain ranges that are full of nature, but there are also smaller cities and sorts of villages where you can find people and things to do. Exploring the world nets you lots of opportunities for quests to undertake as you liberate each region from its respective boss. You fight against a crazy cult that uses drugs to make people go insane, and you don't just have to fight people, but you can also fight animals, you can go fishing, you can just drive around, you can liberate outposts, and so much more. Far Cry 5 is a wild game, and the action can be over the top, but it's certainly a fantastic open world game that has a lot going for it. Middle-earth: Shadow of War is a great open world game set in the universe of The Lord of the Rings, and if you know anything about Lord of the Rings, you'll know that it has some of the coolest fantasy locations out there, so to be able to explore Middle-earth in a video game is awesome. Shadow of War has a lot of unique systems like the Nemesis system that makes enemies remember you, they can also change ranks, and it lets you recruit your enemies to join you in the fight, but it also lets you tackle different enemies when you want, explore the world at your own pace, and the gameplay of Shadow of War is pretty similar to Assassin's Creed if you could use magic all the time in Assassin's Creed. Another thing about Shadow of War is the map itself. It's beautiful and there's so much to explore. The locations are well designed, it feels very much grounded in the Lord of the Rings, and the combat complements the open world very much. The world is also inspired heavily by real-world locations, and you can see the brilliance in that. As an open world, there's a lot to do, and I really think Shadow of War excels a lot in the implementation of its Nemesis system as well. Ghostwire Tokyo is a beautiful game, no doubt. The recreation of Tokyo is fantastic, with plenty of awesome architecture to observe from the new to the traditional, stunning visuals, and more. There's a lot to see in the Ghostwire Tokyo map with side quests and things to do. Now, I will say that Ghostwire Tokyo's open world is more confined to a city and isn't as open as other games I've listed in this video. However, Ghostwire Tokyo does offer a lot of neat gameplay elements and has a pretty unique story with lots of interesting Japanese mythology as well. The gameplay wasn't the best gameplay ever, but it's definitely a fun game nonetheless that you can sink plenty of hours into and enjoy the scenery as you do so. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed that video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe with notifications set to all so you never miss out on a single upload. Comment below which of these games seems to be the most interesting to you, or which is your favorite. Don't forget to check out our website for gaming news, entertainment, and more. The link to that as well as all our other important links are in the description below. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.